We are made to exaggerate the importance of the work we do. Henry David Thoreau. Do not practice until you get it right. Practice until you cannot get it wrong. Bruce Lee. Our parents trusted us, perhaps more than we deserved. They taught us correct principles, then allowed us to make our own decisions. They were always generous in their praise. As such, we couldn't let them down. I never found a companion that was so compatible as solitude. Henry David Thoreau. Nothing changes if nothing changes. Donna Barnes. Adventure, with all its prerequisite danger and wildness, is a deeply spiritual longing written into the soul of man. There is no longer a battle to fight unless it is traffic and meetings and hassles and bills. John Aldridge. Large masses of people are more easily manipulated and dominated than scattered individuals. Edward Abbey. We need wilderness, whether or not we ever set foot in it. We need a refuge, even though we may never need to go there. We need the possibility of escape as surely as we need hope. Without it, the life of the cities would drive all men into crime, drugs, and psychoanalysis. Edward Abbey. The greater the number of people, the greater the loss of individual freedom. An element of loneliness is necessary to truly experience wilderness. Lack of planning on your part does not constitute an emergency on my part. A nice yard is an expression of pride, the good kind of pride, as in satisfaction from one's achievements, and it is a gift to others. Planning is often the most difficult part of a given task, but without it, even the simplest task becomes difficult. Water, the elixir of life. Failure cannot cope with persistence. Napoleon Hill. If you fail to control your mind, you may be sure you will control nothing else. Napoleon Hill. No more effort is required to aim high in life, to demand abundance and prosperity, than is required to accept misery and poverty. Napoleon Hill. Faith is the eternal elixir which gives life power and action to the impulse of thought. Napoleon Hill. Even Mother Nature bends to the will of desire. Napoleon Hill. Money talks, wealth whispers. Dorothy Donegan. A craving is a sense that something is missing. A 33% loss wipes out a 50% gain. Vision is greater than fear. Pray when you feel like worrying. Give thanks when you feel like complaining. Keep going when you feel like quitting. Dave Willis. To change how you feel, change the story you are telling yourself. When you keep filling a pot with water, eventually it overflows. Is the same true for money? The opposite of getting is giving, and therein lies a secret to fulfillment. Vicki Robin. Do not ask yourself what the world needs. Ask yourself what makes you come alive, and then go do it. Because what the world needs is people who have come alive. Howard Thurman. What kind of society turns its young people into profit centers for the debt industry, and its sick and afflicted into profit centers for the healthcare industry? How much is enough? Because more is an endless horizon. Vicki Robin. You would be surprised at the degree to which job satisfaction lies in the worker, not in the work. Vicki Robin. Perhaps the trouble with our paid employment is that our needs for stimulation, recognition, growth, contribution, interaction, and meaning are not being met by our jobs. Vicki Robin. Religious freedom has a double meaning. Typically, it is interpreted as the human right to seek and practice religious truth. Yet the phrase also suggests religions are free from the influences, such as politics and political parties, of the state. The opposite way separation of church and state is typically understood. Therefore, no political party can represent a church, nor its majority membership, because state and church are separate domains. We would much rather confess the other fellow's sins than our own. Have you acted as though you expected the Lord to do that for you which you have not considered worthy of your own exertions? Franklin Richards. We, when it comes to assignments, actually means not me. When it comes to religion, what other people believe is usually crazy. John Turner. Slowly, wishes turn to sadness. Ballad of Jane, L.A. Guns. Do not grow old with someone. Stay young with them. Science is always wrong. It never solves a problem without creating 10 more. George Bernard Shaw. I wish I could tell you it gets better, but it does not. However, you can get better. For reality is like God believed in, but not proven. Mitchell Wachtel. A wise man makes his own decisions. An ignorant man follows public opinions. Yes, you will rise from the ashes, but the burning comes first. For this part, you must be brave. Kalen Dion. Most people are other people. Their thoughts are someone else's opinions. Their lives a mimicry. Their passions a quotation. Oscar Wilde. Every solution has its own problems. A dying culture invariably exhibits personal rudeness, bad manners, and a lack of consideration for others in minor matters. A loss of politeness, of gentle manners, is more significant than is a riot. Knowledge isn't free. You have to pay attention. Robert P. Feynman. We don't own our children. We have them for a short season. As parents, we have the privilege to love them, to lead them, and then to let them go. Russell Nelson.